Hey, what's up, guys? It's the coach in the building, and today we're going to talk about positive trade lines. Okay, a lot of people, they get confused about what a trade line is, what it is not, and so today I'm going to help clear all this up for you. Okay, so check this out, guys. Positive trade lines is what we all need on our credit report to get to the next level, right? To have those great credit scores, we need positive trade lines. Somebody say positive trade lines. All right, well, here we go, guys. So listen up. First off, I want to let you know that I want to clear up some misconceptions. Listen, anything on the credit report is a trade line, okay? If it's an account that's not late, is a positive trade line. But anything that's showing up on the credit report, guys, as an account is considered a trade line, okay? I want to clear that up because it's a lot of misconceptions about what is and what's not a trade line, but anything that's on the credit report is a trade line, okay? So an account that's not late is positive, okay? Because, guys, if you have a credit card and it's late, it's a trade line, but it's not a positive trade line, okay? So I want to clear that up. And so, of course, I'm quite sure you all know if you have something negative on that report, let's get it off, because all we want, guys, on our credit report is what? Somebody say it, positive trade lines, okay? So what is a trade line, right? So personal loan is a trade line. A car loan is a trade line, right, guys? A home loan is a trade line. A credit card, of course, is a trade line. A student loan is a trade line. Anything that's reported on the profile, on the credit report, is considered a trade line, okay? Y'all got that? Say, okay, coach, I got that. All right, great. Now, the other thing is authorized users. So authorized users is a trade line. Do we know what that is? Because I get a lot of people that say, well, I want a trade line on my credit report, and they're just only talking about authorized users, but not knowing that all items on the credit report are considered trade lines. So what an authorized user is when someone adds you to their credit card, right, as an authorized user. So if your mom or father or sister or brother adds you to their credit card, then that's called an authorized user. Okay, so what they can do, your parents or your siblings, they can call the credit card company and say, hey, I want to add Joe Blow to my credit card. They'll give the credit card company Joe Blow's phone number and those kind of things, and probably the social security number. And now what happens is that credit card gets reported to Joe Blow's credit report. That's an authorized user, okay? So that's a positive trade line as well. As long as whoever you have add you as an authorized user, they can't be late on their credit report, right? Because if they're late, then it's going to show up on your credit report, and guess what? You're late. That's not what we want to happen, okay? Because remember, an account that's not late is what's a positive trade line. So if you have somebody add you on as an authorized user, what I would like you to do is check to make sure that they were never late on that card. Ask them, or me personally, I would look at the credit report. I can't believe what somebody just tell me, because they may not even know, right? And so they may think because they're paying on time now that it's okay. They may have been late 5 or 6 or 7 months ago. And if that's the case, then you were late 5 or 6 or 7 months ago. So we don't want that on the credit report, because that's not a positive trade line. I hope you guys are getting it. So make sure that if it's an authorized user that you're trying to add to the credit report as a positive trade line, let's just make sure that they were never late, okay? And also another great thing to think about is making sure that their balance is low in reference to the limit. Okay, guys, because if you get added to an authorized user trade line and you are using more, or that person is using more than 10% of that available credit, it doesn't do the best for your credit report or score, okay? So you want to make sure that they were never late, and also that their limit, the balance in reference to the limit is 10% or less, okay? Then boom, 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 guys, guess what? You now have a positive trade line. That's an authorized user. All right, so I hope this is making sense. We're talking positive trade lines. So I thought I'd give you a couple that you can get yourself. Because remember, one of the things that I always preach is make sure you have at least 4 to 6 positive trade lines on your credit report at all times. Very important to start getting access to capital from the banks. They like to see versatility or working. They like to see you having more than one account. They want to see you handling multiple things. Okay, so one thing for sure, if you don't have 4 to 6 positives, then that's something that you should be working on. okay? And of course, removing the negatives. So let me give you a couple positive trades to add, or companies that's positively adding trades to people's credit report. So New Coast Direct is one of them, okay? New Coast Direct is like an online store, kind of like a Finger Hut. Well, basically, you just pay them application fee, a yearly application fee of approximately 99 bucks. And then you just have to buy something from their store for $100. And just one time you do this, and they'll give you a $5,000 positive trade line. Okay, that's New Coast Direct. All right, guys, we also have one called Rental Karma. Rental Karma, they report your rental history. Now, they're currently only reporting to TransUnion. Okay, and I think that they will be having reporting power at Equifax soon. But regardless, guys, it's a positive trade line. You need 4 to 6. So I'm just giving you some of them, right? And remember, guys, sometimes these companies may not report anymore. Okay, so make sure that you're mindful about checking to see, call them and make sure that they're still reporting, because sometimes information can be outdated. I don't know when you're getting this video, okay? Because at the time that I'm recording this video, this next one, My Jewelers Club, it's a positive trade line, but guys, just about a week ago, they are no longer reporting to TransUnion, okay? But they report to Equifax and Experian, but they just stopped reporting to TransUnion. Okay, is this making sense? It's still positive, but it's not reporting to TransUnion, and that's something that you should find out and know, okay? Now, another trade line would be Self-Lender. Okay, Self-Lender is a good one. Self-Lender has a, similar to like a credit builder where, you opt in to give them $1,000 over the course of the next year, and you just pay them monthly on that $1,000. Once you pay in on all that $1,000, you get the money back. But now you have the positive trade lines reporting to the credit report, okay? That's what Self-Lender is. It's almost like a savings account that you put money into and you're getting credit for it. All right, so this RR stands for Rent Reporters. So it's another company called Rent Reporters that also reports to TransUnion and Experian, okay? They report your rental history. So if you've been paying good, been paying your rent on time, I definitely recommend that you go to Rent Reporters so that you can get those positive trade lines on the credit report. Okay, guys, remember 4 to 6 is what you need to start really looking okay for the banks and lenders and start getting your credit going. Okay, so another thing I got here for a note is credit builders. Okay, there's a lot of different credit builder programs. Banks that have credit builder loans. Okay, like DCU has a credit builder. First Citizen Bank, right? There's other banks. You can just call banks and say, hey, do you have a credit builder program, or do you do credit builder loans? Okay, so do your homework. There's many banks that do this. You just have to call and check to see. And so what a credit builder is similar to what I told you that Self-Lender was. They'll borrow you the money. You give them X amount of dollars monthly. They report it to your credit report. And at the end of the obligation, whether that was a $2,000 loan, a $5,000 loan, once you pay all of that in, you will get the money back, but you have actually installed a positive trade line on your credit report. Man, isn't that just awesome? Very simple, guys. So 4 to 6 positives. If you don't have those, then that's what you need to be doing. All right. Now, lastly, I have here shared secured loans. Now, what is that? That's if you have a bank account. Well, no, you open a bank account and you put money in your savings account, right? And if you put money in that account, you can borrow against it, okay? You can borrow against the money that you have in a secured account. So let's say, for instance, you got $10,000 in the bank, and now you just ask the banker, hey, listen, I want to borrow $10,000 off of the $10,000 that I have in the bank. There's a lot of banks and lenders that will do that, okay? DCU is one of them. Navy Federal Credit Union is another. They have a great shared secured loan product. So listen, guys, there is no excuse for you to have positive trade lines on your credit report. There is none, because I gave you a list of them. You should be able to have 10 of them on there if you want to right now, just based off this information, okay? So remember, guys, start getting the positives on the credit report as soon as possible. Even if you have negatives now, start getting the negatives off right now, but immediately start adding the positives. That way, right, by the time the negatives are gone, the positives have seasoned, right? They've been on there for months now, which makes you look a lot better. Listen up, guys. I am your financial strategist and your coach, Darvin Moore, and I'm out.